Welcome students. Let's continue with chapter 1, class 12th. Today we will be doing human intelligence, the role of heredity and the role of environment, that is nature versus nurture, nature and nurture controversies. Then we will be moving towards measuring intelligence by intelligence questioned. So let's start. Intelligence, nature versus nurture theory. Now this theory has three parts, and when we talk about nature as a component, we say we are born with certain ability. I am born with an eye color, I am born with an intelligence. Now it is fixed. It cannot be changed. But yes, the level that has been fixed can be achieved if I am given the right environment, if I am given the right situations. A child born up in a family has a very good intelligence level, but he does not get the infrastructure, so therefore his intelligence doesn't develop because he does not get the environmental support. Hence, nature is what you get, the inheritance, the genetic endowment, whereas nurture is what you get in your environment, socio-emotional environment. So let's look at that now. In fact, a lot of psychologists have debated that is nature more important or nurture more important? Is it contributing? Is nature important to 60% for a certain psychological variable? Is nurture important for the rest 40%? So they have been debating on a number. Let's understand both are equally important. Let's look at the data we have for nature. What evidences suggest that intelligence is influenced by genetic factors? So evidences for the role of genetic factors is provided by the findings that the more closely related person are, the higher the correlation in their IQ scores. So by research on adopted children and by research on identical twins separated early in life and raised in different homes. So identical twins which are born from the same fertilized ovum reared together when they are brought up together. So nature that is genetic is 100% same here, and when they are brought up together 90% of the time that intelligence correlates. Again, identical twins reared in different environment where you see that twins separate due to some reasons, brought up in different families. So adoptive parents, they are giving different environment to their twins. So 72% is the percentage of correlation for intelligence to correlate. Fraternal twins, twins which are born from different fertilized ovum but born at the same time. So when they are brought up together, 60% is their intelligence correlation. Siblings, when you talk about sisters and brother, when they are reared together, the correlation comes out to be 50%. And again, siblings, when they are reared apart, the correlation comes out to be 50%. Now, nurture theory. So again, here question arises, what evidence suggests that intelligence is influenced by environmental factors? So evidences for the role of environmental factors is provided by the worldwide rise in IQ scores in recent decades. Studies of environmental deprivation and enrichment and the findings that many environmental factors can affect children's intelligence. Now, twins reared apart as they grow in age, their intelligence level tends to be more closer to their adoptive parents. So children from disadvantaged homes, this comes as the part of nurture or the environment where you have different environmental setup. Therefore, it could be like going to a school, it could be a computer for a simple child, it could be a games for a simple child. So all these infrastructure development, if they are not there for a child, they would not be able to reach to the limit that the nature has set for them. So again, there is a evidence that environmental deprivation lowers intelligence, while rich nutrition, good family background, and the quality schooling increases intelligence. So next topic is assessment of intelligence. Last topic for today is assessment. Here we look at the IQ range and classification looking at the table. Now we have a classification which is average. 50% of the people lie in this category of IQ, 90 to 110 which is the average category. So 50% people lie here. Next, when we move on higher or lower, it is always plus 10 or minus 10. So we move on to the 110 to 120. So lower one will be 80 to 89. So we have lower average and we have higher average similarly. Plus 10 and minus 10 will be gifted children, that is 120 to 130 and 130 above, and then lower one will have 70 to 79 which is borderline. So again percentages are given for this. So last point here, when we talk about mental age, chronicle age and IQ. Mental age is a term given by Alfred Binet. Mental age basically means how much intellectual development is there as per the age. So intelligence test developed by Binet measured the mental age. So William Stern later added on the concept of IQ, and he has given the formula for IQ, that is mental age upon chronicle age into 100, giving the concept of IQ. So when obviously the mental age is same as the CA, mental age you will get by the test, psychological test. So chronicle age is your original age. So mental age upon chronicle age into 100. If MA and CA is equal, then your average IQ comes into pitch. If a child who is having an age of 5 years but can do the items which are meant for the child of 10 years, obviously here IQ is much higher. So if MA is more than the CA, IQ is more than 100. IQ becomes less than 100 when the MA is less than the CA. And if you when the MA equals the CA, the IQ equals 100. So to summarize, today we covered the intelligence, the variation in terms of hereditary component and the environment component, the nature and the nurture controversies. Thereafter, we started the assessment of intelligence, in which we try to understand how is IQ measured and how is intelligence distributed in the normal population. That about for today. Thank you.